Developing now tonight, we are now hearing from the friend of that pilot who was killed yesterday in a small plane crash on the south side.
And this is an update to the breaking news that we brought you out of Johnson County last night at 5. The pilot died shortly after taking off from the Indy South Greenwood Airport.
Tonight, our Marina Silva shares how that pilot inspired others.
This is more than just a flight, okay? It's a mission to inspire the next generation of Asian female pilots.
For Ann Tu Nguyen, flying wasn't just a hobby, but a calling. She spent her years inspiring not only women, but Asian American women to fly. Jamie Swanson was one of the people inspired by Nguyen. They met in Wisconsin when Jamie was interested in becoming a pilot.
Ann Tu was at one of the booths at the Women Venture area, and it was the Asian Women in Aviation booth. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is a thing, like Asian women flying. Like, I was just inspired at that moment because I didn't even know that there was a booth for that particular group.
In 2018, Ann Tu founded a nonprofit called Asian Women in Aerospace and Aviation. In her social media videos, Ann Tu said she was flying around the world again. Her flight on Wednesday was part of that. In 2024, she became the 10th woman in the world to do that trip solo. Now, Jamie wants her to be remembered not only for the crash, but how she inspired others.
She was like a mentor. She was one of my biggest inspirations.
One woman's flight paving the runway for so many others. In Greenwood, Marina Silva, 13 News.
A preliminary report from the federal investigators will take about a month, and then it could be about a year before we see the full and final report.
Tonight, newly released court documents are revealing the disturbing details behind a child sex crimes case in Madison County. In those documents, investigators say the man exchanged child sex abuse material with a nanny in Ohio. Alec Haig faces charges of child molesting, child sex abuse material, and child exploitation. In those same documents, investigators say he admitted to a long list of crimes against children. Haig is a registered behavior therapist who worked with children with autism in Anderson. However, he no longer works there, and investigators have not linked any crimes to the place where he worked. Investigators do believe there may be more victims, and they're asking anyone who thinks their child could be a victim to give them a call. So we have placed that number with the story on WTHR.com.
Today now marks 3 years since the death of a Central Indiana police officer.
Elwood police officer Noah Shanavez died on this day in 2022. That's when someone shot him during a traffic stop. Officer Shanavez was an Army veteran who'd been with the department for 11 months.
On social media today, the department shared several of these photos of him, along with a statement saying in part, quote, "Impossible to believe that 3 years ago you were stolen from us. But in honor of you today, let us not mourn your loss, but instead celebrate your sacrifice."
And then Carl Boards II. Carl Boards is charged with shooting and killing Officer Shanavez. His trial is scheduled for January. He could face the death penalty if the jury convicts him of the officer's murder.
Tonight, a dozen stolen high-end cars are off the streets in Indianapolis in a major bust by IMPD.
12 vehicles we're talking, all with hefty price tags. They were tracked down to the location on the east side. Ashton Hackman explains how officers found the cars and where the investigation stands.
They came from all across the country, but how they got to Indy remains a mystery. High-end luxury cars with a jaw-dropping price tag, all stolen, towed away, now part of a police investigation.
Good work and good communication between law enforcement agencies.
Metro Police, working on a tip from Massachusetts State Police of a stolen vehicle, led officers here to this lot near Keystone and Prospect on the east side. Officers found the car they were looking for, but that wasn't all.
They not only located that one vehicle that was stolen, they located 12 total vehicles that were stolen.
And these weren't just your everyday stolen cars. A $250,000 Rolls-Royce, several Mercedes-Benz, well over $500,000, and now a price tag breaking $1 million.
That's where this investigation is still very early on. You find these 12 vehicles. That just shows this is an early investigation because we're looking for what may be or who may be the suspects in this.
A dozen luxury cars from a handful of states, 3 from Indiana, but 2 from Illinois, 1 from New Jersey and Georgia, 5 others, including a rental car from Florida.
what dots do we start connecting, and who was the person responsible, and maybe there's multiple people, and how are they connected and why?
An auto parts company owns the car-filled lot off Keystone and Prospect. I called but was told the owner isn't available to talk today. A stash of stolen vehicles, though, is becoming less common of a find for police in Indy. IMPD says auto theft reports in Indianapolis are down 20% from this same time last year. Big help from technology and the community.
Those numbers don't continue to come down unless the community does their part, and that's that see something, say something. Give us that information, let us work on that.
Ahead at 6, hear the warning from Metro Police so your car doesn't end up stolen. On Indy's east side, Ashton Hackman, 13 News.
And Metro Police are holding all of the recovered vehicles until the owners are contacted.
Well, they didn't take anything out. They just lit it on fire and blew it up.
Tonight, Noblesville police are investigating vandalism at a park on the southwest side of town.
We'll tell you what happened and now how the community is coming together to fix it. That's ahead here at 5:30. But first at 5, sewer rates going up.
The increase people may soon see on their bills in Beech Grove, and why city leaders say it is necessary. Plus, it's the best 4 days in gaming.
Yes, and it's right here in Indy. We take you to the first day of Gen Con and we'll share how far some people have traveled just to be here to attend.